can I tell you a story? And then I'll leave you alone. Do you have time?
Is it good?
It's not a good story. It's actually rather bad. It's one of my worst.
Sure.
Yes.
I
Okay.
grab him a chair from another table and I pull it over.
You grab Wit a chair, and he stands upon it, this self-important, pompous individual. And he pulls out a very small stringed instrument. It's probably about the size of the palm of his hand, and he starts plucking at it as he speaks, this little instrument. And you all feel and hear that, like, the tones that are coming out of it don't feel natural, and they don't feel right, and it's just an oddity. And he speaks out in tune with this music that he's playing with this palm viola kind of instrument. And there was once a man and a woman and a spren, and they were best friends, family. They lived within the lands that are far, far to the west, where the high storms don't reach. They lived in harmony with one another, and they truly felt out of place where they lived for such a very long time. It was not unlike living in a different culture than your own. It was like a Thalen living within the lands of the Reshi, or perhaps someone from Yakaved trying to live within Azir. And they always felt out of place. And the man and the woman, they were only workers. They were only laborers. They could only truly harness the power of their own two hands. And so they asked the Spren, they said, Spren, you are full of so much power and so much life and so much of what fills the storms and the stars. Can you help us? We don't want to be here any longer. And the Spren told them, no, you have to wait. Things will change. It will be fine. They stayed in those lands, and they were still mistreated, and their culture was still strange, and they still felt like aliens. And so they moved with their own bodies, with their own legs, with their own means. They moved to the east. And the culture was even more strange. They were ridiculed even more, treated even more like aliens, and they went east, and they asked their Spren, please, can you change things for us? We need help, please. There's so much for us to give the world, but we just can't be given a chance. We aren't allowed to own land. We aren't allowed to own property. We can't do anything in these lands. They're so strange. We feel like aliens. And so they moved even further east as the Spren rebuked them time and time and time again. And eventually they reached the very edge, the very pinnacle of the lands, and they came across a giant wall. It was a gigantic wall, one that streamed up all the way into the heavens, past the Tranquiline Halls, and even beyond. It was past any Rubicon of thought or soul or body. And they finally said to the Spren, we cannot go any further. Please give us the ability to go beyond. Can we move? Can things change? The Spren said, I cannot change your world, and I cannot put you beyond, but I can make this world fit you. I will do this for you, but you have to make me a promise. And the man and the woman said, I will do anything. I will do anything to find a world that I fit in, please. And the Spren simply said, please. I need you to promise me something. I need you to make an oath. The man and the woman said, we will promise anything. We will give you our words. We will give you our praise. We will give you anything that you ask for. Please just tell us. And the Spren looks to them and says, we've come all this way. And you have lived. You were young when we started, and you are old now. And so you must promise me that it will always be life before death. And the man and the woman said, I promise you, I give you my word that it will be life before death. And as they sat on the edge of those cliffs, looking over the sea as another high storm came to rack the lands. The Spren said, "Next, you must agree, and you must understand, and you must promise me that it will always not be the destination, but the journey that you came to be there. For we have traveled far, and we have seen all of that Roshar can show you. We have seen the cultures, we've seen the people, you see the flaws, and you'll be able to remake things in the image that you want, in the new world that I shape for you, because of the journey. And it won't be the destination that I bring you to, it'll be the journey that you go on." The man and the woman said, "But that's scary. We want the end." So the Spren looks to them and says, "There is no end. Some things are forever. And I promise you that the world that I make you will be forever." The man and the woman said, "Well, then it will be the journey and not the destination." And finally, the man says, "I want to make you a promise." And the Spren says, "What?" The man says, I have seen all of the lands that we have walked past, and I have seen injustices, and I have seen hardship, and I have seen pain, and I have seen death. And because all that we did was wander, and we had no power, I couldn't do anything to stop it. And so I will promise you, Spren, I promise you this, that I will protect those that will not be protected. And the Spren said it was good. And the woman looks to the Spren and says, "I will also make you a promise. We have walked across this entire world. We have seen all that there is to see here. And it would be a shame if we remade the world and none of it was remembered. And so I will remember those who would be forgotten." And the Spren said that this is good. And he started to remake the world. And it was in the shape that the man and the woman wanted. But one horrid shard of that old world followed them still. Wanting to push, wanting to hate, wanting the injustice. And it made a promise to the Spren as well. "I will follow my passions, and I will keep the hate for this man and this woman alive." And unfortunately, Spren are not creatures that are easily bent. They have rules, and those words had power. And so the new world was filled with honor and life, with remembrance and love, and the power to create and the light to see in the dark. But there was that dark, for it was brought with it. The end.
None of that made any storming sense.
You missed a part.
Well, I told you it wasn't a really good story, didn't I?
Yeah, but I don't know why I know that.
Well, it's a story that's been told for a really long time, friend. And it doesn't matter how dumb and ugly you are. You still remember a story that's been told 1,000 times.
Thank you for your story.
Thanks for listening. Not everyone does.